So today I am skiing on Mount Hood, on the side of Mount Hood, and there's about 3 feet of fresh snow, so about a meter of fresh snow here. So it's slow going, but very beautiful, very quiet. Not a sound except for the ravens. There's a few ravens flying around, and here's a very nice view of Mount Hood. Can see some interesting animal tracks. An animal crossed the ski trail here. Not sure what it is. I suppose, oops, if I lean too far forward, I'll fall over because I have a very heavy backpack. I suppose those are rabbit tracks, although I don't know. Maybe not. I don't really know. Anyway, it looks like it moves like a rabbit with the hind feet falling in front, the tracks of the hind feet falling in front of the front feet. So I suppose it maybe is a rabbit, or maybe it's a bobcat bounding across there. Anyway, looks like it went into the woods. And I will be heading on up the ski trail. Well, I've been skiing for, I don't know, a while, about an hour and 15 minutes or so, and it looks like the clouds are beginning to break up and some sun is coming out. To be honest, I'm not sure which direction I'm looking here, but over in that direction it's clearing up. I kind of hope it doesn't clear up where I am because I really don't want to have to put on sunscreen. But if the sun is out and I have all this bright snow around me, it will be reflecting onto my face and I will get a sunburn. So I will have to put on sunscreen in that case. Anyway, I've been skiing for, as I said, about an hour and 15 minutes, and I've only made it a mile and a quarter up the trail, according to this sign. So that's how slow it is to go through this deep snow. Fortunately, I'm not having to break trail. Someone else skied in front of me, so I'm just following their trail. I'm wearing snowshoes right now, so it's easier going than it would be. But farther up the trail here, it is unbroken. So if I want to continue up that trail, I have to break trail myself, which would be very hard. Anyway, it's really pretty out here, and I'm really enjoying it. Now I've stopped and I've taken my skis off of my backpack, and there they are on the ground, and I am going to remove my snowshoes, which is what these look like on the end of my feet, and I'm going to put my skis on so that I can go faster down the trail, since it is starting to, well, it's leveling off and then starting to have some downhill sections, so it's nicer to be on skis so I can glide there. And as you can see, someone else has broken this trail, made a trail for me, and that's because I chose not to go up the trail that was unbroken. I instead turned left and took this nicely broken trail where it'll be faster and easier going. And I'll get to enjoy some downhill glides. Now I've got my snowshoes securely strapped to my backpack, and it's time to step onto my skis here. I'm knocking the snow out of the bottom of my shoes so that they can fit into the bindings. There we go. Now just to pick up the backpack and get it onto my back. Well, the sun has definitely come out. You can see shadows around here and stuff, so I have stopped to take off one layer of my coat, take off my vest, and obviously put on my sunglasses and sun hat. And I will be continuing down the trail here. I also stopped to put some different wax on the bottom of my skis. The wax helps give me traction on the snow. And this is the trail I'm continuing down. I actually the trail I'm following, they went off the main trail because there was a big tree that had fallen across it. So I think we're trying to get around the trail. I don't know because I've actually never been down this trail before, so I don't even really know where we are going. But I mean, I know I've seen it on a map. I just don't know exactly where I am on the map. But we'll see where we're going. I can always turn around and go back the way I came anyway. Well, it looks like the people whose trail I was following, knew where they were going because we are now back on the marked trail. I can show you what marked means here. These, I don't know if you can see those blue diamonds nailed to the tree there, but those are the trail markings that mark a snowshoe trail or a cross-country ski trail like this. So I'm back on the trail, but I can also see that there are more trees down on the trail, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, this is a really pretty trail, really like this. Maybe this summer, after the snow has melted away, I can come back with a saw and clear some of these fallen trees, or maybe there's somebody else who will do that later on this winter. Who knows? I'm stopping halfway up this steep incline to catch my breath. It is hard work going uphill with skis, but I noticed an interesting shelf fungus here growing on the side of, I guess, a dead log and a live tree, and it's got a cap of snow on it, so a snow-capped shelf fungus. You might wonder why that blue trail marker is so high up on this tree, and that is because later in the season, or during different years, the snow will be so deep that it's all the way up to that trail marker. So they have to place them very high. And this is a really nice trail. I've been enjoying some nice downhill glides, but there are a lot of logs that kind of break up those beautiful downhill runs. And then, so right now I am trying to traverse a bit to get around that log. So I'm going up the side of the trail a little bit here and I can't even tell what I'm pointing at back there. Anyway, I am trying to get around the log by touring off into the fluffy snow, but that's very hard work too. So now that the sun is out, it's actually kind of hazardous because it warms up the snow. So as I was coming down this trail just now, I came out of that shady spot of snow where the snow is cooler and then hit a patch of snow that must have had sun shining on it for a while. And I think that some of that melted, that warm snow stuck to my skis and iced them up, and it just stopped me dead. And I fell into this rhododendron bush, and I was stuck in so deep that I could not get up with my backpack on, so I had to take my pack off and dig myself out. So the hazards of skiing on a sunny day.